How to make little text bubbles. There's a video that talked about the thought bubbles, but I want you to see different text bubbles. So there's a bunch of examples. If you look at any comic, you'll see different ways people do it. The first thing it might be smart to do is let's create a dark background so you can really see the white text bubble against it. So I'm going to just take my rectangle tool and say good. I've got it set at this nice gray. You can set it whatever you want, but gray is pretty nice. Command 0 puts everything in there, and then let's just select off of it so that it's not perfectly covering. If you want to perfectly cover your artboard, you can. That's just so you can know how to do it. Let's Command 0 it, get the whole thing. So let's just take the pencil tool, and the pencil tool is great because it creates a nice even line, and let's just say none for fill right now. And you're just gonna basically be, let's do our stroke pretty thick so you can see it. Okay. You're basically just going to take it and you're going to draw a circle and then draw your little line out to the person, whoever's talking, and back up to your thing. And then you've got this line in between, and you can just leave that there, or you can get rid of it. You just do fill, and this whole thing's selected. You can combine them using the Pathfinder, or you can use the Shape Builder tool just to kind of draw between. Whoops, undo. Come on, Shape Builder, come out to play. See, if these are both lined up, you're good to go. You can draw between those two, and boom, we've got a nice kind of organic looking balloon. And you can kind of move it around wherever you need it. This little chunk here that was extra, I would just delete that. A lot of people, I actually like the more organic looking text bubbles. So if you're going to write text in them, you just kind of take the text tool, and I don't know if the books talked about this, but you basically just make a rectangle where you want the text to go. And unfortunately, it always fills with this like tiny text. I went to this Blambot website, and I got some really nice comic things, and I'll leave a link to you. It's free if you're using it for personal use, and I highly recommend going there. It's really fun to see what, it just changes everything to have a good comic font. And you can change it, like put it centered in there. So anyway, people typically, put the little bubbles on their whole other layer and put the text on a whole other layer too when they're adding text. You can do things like, let's select all the text, because what happens is it'll just fill it with like tons and tons of text. So you want to select all and then start typing in, hey, what are you thinking, or whatever the story is, and you can then make it bigger if you want by highlighting it all, and just you can then use your tool to drag it around in the middle of the thing. Typically when people write these text balloons, they might try to line them up so that it fits the bubble, or make the bubble actually fit the text. Sometimes you might actually want to like write your text here and then make your bubble around it so that you can kind of utilize the fact that your text is, like this shape. And let's do a stroke. Hold on. Black stroke. White fill. Oh, and then object. Wait. Why did it do that? let's do a black stroke. I like the black stroke, white fill. And then we got to get out of this thing. And then object, arrange, send it back. Whoops. And then you should be able to see it, but didn't. Anyway, I think we need to object, arrange. This one, we want object, arrange, send it back. There we go. Because the rectangle, the gray was blocking us. All right, so that's how you have to troubleshoot sometimes. I'm going to kind of move things around. But see how that kind of follows the line of the text? That is a classic comic book trick. We want to take this stroke up. If you want an even more kind of handmade look, you can, and this is something I do a lot, is sometimes I'm drawing with the Wacom and I'll be clicking over there doing all this crazy stuff instead of actually using my mouse, which is easier to navigate the stuff. See, I've got this weird shape thing I created, and so you can like see how it kind of changes shape. That is fun. So that's the nice thing about the pencil tool. You can create your own shapes. If, for instance, I just go back to the plain uniform tool, right? I can then take that tool, the width tool, right? And I can pull out certain widths and I can shrink in certain widths. Wait. Sorry, I'm doing this weird. You know, etc. And shrink this in. But this is pretty extreme. But if you were to do that, you can then say, oh, I like that, you know. And you can say, okay, let's make this added to the profile. And you can make a brush, a width profile out of that thing you just created. So I'm not going to do that because I'm not that enthralled with this one, but you can always undo your way out of things. And here we go. And those width profiles will go throughout all of your different Photoshop things. So you can see these are handmade ones. And one last way to do it is to just get out your old ellipse tool and do that and do a fill. Boom. You can see that's gonna, and you can, if you want to be really uptight, you can take your pen tool and you can just, you know, make a really sharp, and then hit escape, pull it on up in there, and then do that same, select this and this, right? And then we join these together with the shape builder tool, and we got a really precise, you know, and you can do the same stuff to these lines if you want. By selecting these lines, you can change them around if you want to do that. The advantage of this is it looks real precise, you know. And if you want to add, you know, some little bits of fun things to it, you can just make little round balls like this, and like this, and like this. And you can take these and you can make them, obviously, got to click on it. You can make these cool shapes too. I guess these aren't white, which is going to be a problem. But anyways, if I want to, I can just select this entire shebanger. Whoops. And this is something that will happen to you. So if you go to layers, where's my layers on here? I think you have to actually view window layers. Let's go that way. You can then like open this up and lock that rectangle so it doesn't move. That might help you in the future whenever you're trying to select a bunch of stuff. And you select this whole shebang, and then you can go into your shape builder tool and just connect these out, and you have a cool all-in-one shape. And then change the fill to white. Whoops, got to get out of shape builder, sorry. And then you can change the fill, and the stroke will be good, should be good. And oh, I didn't get that one, but you get the idea. You can have some cool shape like this. But one of the things, the last things I want to tell you is remember that the shape of the thing mirroring the shape of your text is really kind of nice. And I mean, having these details, if your text kind of works with them, it really makes it look more organic and more interesting, to people. So there's a couple things to think about, and hopefully you'll make some fun dialogue, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.